Hi everyone, welcome to my session. Today I'm going to speak on how to keep up with the Microsoft Dynamics releases using test automation. Before I dive in, I would like to thank the sponsors here. You can see on my screen. Yes, my name is Raj. I have 20 years of experience in this industry and test automation. I call myself a program test automation strategist, and I am Microsoft Dynamics automation certified. Uh, I empower business in test automation. Uh, Ideally, I make test automation so simple so that even people from business, people from the program, people with a non-technical background can take part in test automation. You can see my LinkedIn handle. So would love to talk if you want to connect on LinkedIn. I'm also the head of testing at Acument. So uh, where do we start? So Microsoft Dynamics, as you know, is called Evergreen Solutions. So from time to time, Microsoft keep pushing in all the upgrades that makes the application always up to date. But managing the Microsoft releases in your organization involves navigating several complex challenges that can impact the technical as well as the operational aspects of your business. Uh, most of the one of the significant hurdles is like to stay aligned with Microsoft frequent and sometimes unpredictable uh, update schedule. Microsoft often releases the update several times in a year, okay, which contains new features, which contains bug fixes, which contains security enhancements, okay. Uh, for any kind of organization who do not have dedicated resource or who do not have sufficient expertise, keeping up with these releases can be very overwhelming, okay, and leading to delays in adoption. Again, delays in adoption or failure can have subsequent problems in the business processes. Again, another critical challenge lies in ensuring that uh, the compatibility factor with the upgrade items and the customization and integrations, okay. Many organizations are heavily customized to take care of their business needs, and also they are integrating with different third party applications, okay. So each release possess a kind of risk that can cause like break in these customizations or disruption in the integrations, okay. And so without robust testing or in a test robust testing environment where we actually can mimic all the business processes, uh, uh, it it's very important that we do that, okay. Again, another part is of course coordinating. When we start the testing, it's coordinating between the testing to be done with business, the test results, the bugs, the bug fixes, and again retesting, okay. So there's a huge amount of communication that is needed. Any kind of poor communication can lead to confusion, again resistance to change, or probably insufficient adoption of the features, which actually ultimately negates the benefits of the update, okay. So additional to developing this clear kind of communication, it is very important that we have a very robust change management in place, which includes the approvals, okay, rollback procedures. Otherwise it's very cumbersome without the right protocols here, okay. uh, Again, the limited, one of the other challenge is also the limited kind of impact or the limited visibility of how the upgrades is working on the customizations, and also how it's disrupting, okay, the business. Okay, so that kind of visibility is important, though Microsoft releases the release notes, but this kind of information, how it affects the existing setup of business, and it does not come out. So it's very important that we test these changes. Okay, I'll move to the next slide. So the release planning here becomes very important. So as you can see that in throughout the screen we have different phases of the release. So of course the release planning, in which we of course have to first define the release objective here. Okay, so what is the purpose and the goal of this release? Okay, it includes identify which are the features that are going in, which is the update that is going in, which is the bug fixes, which is the enhancement, and whether they align to the organization's strategic objective or not. Okay, so defining these objectives helps the stakeholders for a more smoother journey in the releases. Okay, second, of course, the second thing that is important in this planning is the stakeholder engagement. We engaged with the stakeholders early. As early we engage, it's more easier for the release to understand the concerns, understand the risks involved. Okay, so the stakeholders might include people from business, the end users, the IT team, the developers, the external partners. Many people are involved here. Okay. Also, therefore, the important factor is to assess the risks here. Okay, as part of the releases and the dependencies. So it's very important that we conduct a risk assessment to identify what are the potential challenges and what are the conflicts here which impact the release. Okay, such as the technical constraints, the resource limitations, or any kind of dependencies. Okay. uh, this also include identifying if there integration or customization that is affected by the that is affected here, and we plan some kind of mitigation to avoid that. Okay, as you can see, one of the other factors is to create a detailed schedule. Okay, if you see the first block, right, where throughout the release calendar is made, where which is a major release, which is a minor, small release, which is a big release. Okay, and then drilling down to that particular release, which is the activity and which is going to take care of which are the dates like scope freeze, which is the time for unit and functional testing, and then which are the items that are going in, and each of the item which is in the prepare phase, which is in the design phase. So that kind of detailing is very much required. Okay, and of course when we move into a kind of test phase, it's very important that we prepare the test plan. Okay, so the test plan here of course includes the dates, as you can see in the screen, the unit, what are the timelines of the test plan. Okay, what are the phases, who are going to be involved. So every kind of how we prepare the test plan becomes very important. Okay, and also another factor is how we define the change management and the rollback processes. Okay, so in a structured way, the change management process is needed to handle the approval of the updates, the documentation changes, any rollback procedures. So it becomes very important during deployment. This plan should, of course, detail the steps how to revert back to the previous version as well, if in case if there are any problems. Okay, so also to allocate the resources, we should have the proper resources, okay, who should take care of all the different activities I'll come to that later, like what kind of resources are required. Okay, and of course monitoring and reviewing post release what is happening. So it's very important to identify quickly and resolve any kind of issues, okay, that come. So these are more or less all the factors that keep the uh, I'll come to the next slide. Okay, so in the release process, there are multiple roles that are involved here. Okay, if you see in the diagram, okay, one of the main people that are involved in release is of course the change manager. So the change manager oversees the entire change management here. Okay, so he ensures that the change is implemented very smoothly and efficiently with minimum disruption. Okay, and his responsibilities would lie in to develop and maintain the change management policies, okay, and standards. He understands and assesses the impact, the risk, the benefits of the proposed change. Okay, he actually chairs the CAB meeting, which is the Change Advisory Board meeting, and takes care of all the approvals here. Okay, he ensures that proper documentation is made for all the changes. He also kind of communicates the downtime and the service disruptions. So, and of course, as I said, he also monitors post implementation. He checks whether it's been deployed successfully or not. Okay, so the change, next to the change manager comes the release manager. Okay, the release manager is the one who entirely plans the entire release. Okay, he's responsible from right from planning to scheduling to controlling the different movement of the releases, how it goes from one place to another. Okay, so he or she is the one who actually maintains the release calendar and manages the release cycles. Okay, aligning the organization's needs and the Microsoft release schedule. So he aligns both. Okay, he is the one that coordinates with the stakeholders to define what is the scope, what is the deliverable of each release. Okay, he oversees the end-to-end process. Okay, from planning to deployment. He does the communication as well. Okay, of the entire release and issues to the stakeholders, ensuring that everyone is, of course, informed here. Okay, so he is also kind of responsible so that the release is constantly improving. Okay, one after the other. Okay. Then another role that is equally important is that of the deployment manager. Okay, so deployment manager in a nutshell, he is responsible for the deployment phases in a release process. Uh, he ensures that new or updated software is deployed in the production, okay, without any kind of disruptions. So he develop and execute the deployment plan. He coordinates with IT operations and support, okay, to do the do and schedule the deployments at optimal timelines. Uh, he ensures that all deployment are documented. Okay, and he also this includes the rollback as well. He monitors the entire deployment process in a release. Okay, next we have the build manager. So build manager is the one who does the continuous integration and build process. Okay, right from he sees that the code is compiled in a proper manner and meets the quality standards. He creates, he configures and maintains the build environments. Okay, and he also knows the tools that are required for this. Okay, he he's the one that ensures that each build is kind of versioned and all the dependencies are met here. and he's the one who collaborates with the developers to identify how to build the how to resolve the build issues, okay, and everything. Next comes the test manager. Okay, he test manager is someone who builds the entire test strategy. Okay, the test strategy will cover everything, that what are the kind of testing to be done, whether it's integration testing, whether it's functional testing, whether it's system testing, whether it's regression, or whether it's UAT. Okay, he again coordinates with the development team, the release team, the deployment team, okay, and have kind of defect triages. Okay, he defines the test cases, the test scenarios, and he understands the what is the test assessment and what needs to be tested as part of the release. Okay, he is the one who, of course, tracks and manages all the defects to closure, and he's the one to say that yes, all the testing is done and we can move for a go towards production. Okay, so this is in a nutshell the roles and required roles that are required. Of course, there's a huge coordination required with Microsoft. Okay, and there's the UAT team, the business team, okay, who does the testing, the UAT approval. So now that we understand what is a release, what is the challenge in a release, and what is the kind of activities that are involved in a release. Okay, so we then move to what is called testing. Okay, so testing is, of course, what we understand with this kind of complexity that goes into a release. Okay, it is very important that we kind of test our critical business flows. So let me start with an example, right? So when many of us use the Android phone and or the iPhone. Okay, so in Android or iPhone, we also have similar updates being pushed in that your phone is kind of ready for an update. So we sometimes ignore it or sometimes do the update in our phone. Okay, the impact in Microsoft Dynamics is probably 1,000 times more. Okay, but still in our phone, once we have the update, right, we just kind of put our pin in, and then we see that okay, are we able to make a call, or are we able to like go into social media handle, or we are able to kind of message our family and friends. This is nothing but we are testing the critical processes that we do in our phone. Okay, same is that of the testing that occurs in Microsoft Dynamics. So after the update, it is very important to test the different things or the different business processes. So there are, of course, different types of testing that is done. Of course, is the feature testing, that we understand that the feature that has come in, okay, whether that's working or not. Okay, we do a kind of integration testing to see that whatever updates has been done, whether the integration is working or not. And the most important is the regression testing, where we see that our existing business process as result of this upgrade is working or not, or even the UAT is done by business, so they understand that after the Friday release, when it goes to the Monday, all our critical business process should run as they were running before. This release should not affect them. There should not be any impact to any kind of processes that fetches money or makes a financial impact. Okay, so that they has have to kind of make sure of that aspect. Okay, and but however um, it is very important that the testing itself, if you see, it's a very time consuming process. Okay, when business is involved in this, it's very important that they take a particular time out and they look into the kind of test cases and what to test here. Okay, and so what I'll again try with an example here, that during one of our implementation, when I was kind of talking to one of the warehouse managers, I asked him that what's the status of the warehouse tests. So he told me that, Raj, I have 50 kilos of marshmallows that is damaged in my warehouse. I have to take care of that, so that's a priority for me rather than release testing. I said, what? This can't be true. It's okay. So, but however, next day when I went to a local coffee shop and asked them for a kind of milkshake with marshmallows, they said there's no supply of marshmallow today. So that's when I understood both aspects. Okay, so of course, doing testing is not a day job of a business. Okay, and since the testing is very time consuming, it is very important that we move to test automation. Okay, so test automation becomes very important here, because the manual testing is time consuming. Okay, so the test automation here, through test automation we can any number of times can do large number of tests, and the coverage of test is much more. Okay, when the test coverage becomes much more, it's a faster time to market. The automated test can be executed quickly than manual test, and significantly reducing the time of the testing phase of the release cycle. Okay, that speed accelerates the overall release process. Okay, it enhances the accuracy and the consistency as well. Okay, because sometimes the manual tests are error prone, so we as humans can make some errors, but these are kind of automated scripts that are means running and running. They're cost efficient as well on the long run. Okay, they are continuously testing and doing an integration support if we do it as part of the CI/CD model. Okay, so once they run, we improve the regression testing. Okay, through running and running and enhanced reporting and feedback. However, it looks very much kind of good in terms of when we propose a plan, right? When we make the mind shift from manual testing to automation testing, it is of course good. But there lies a upfront investment as well. So when we make a mind shift of moving towards automation, so we start automation almost like a project. Okay, so ideally we first introduce here a vendor, the vendor or the automation experts. Okay, so the automation experts here don't know the business processes, so we introduce them, and the business and the automation experts sit together, both of them are involved, and they find which are the automation candidates or which are the tests that we should automate. Okay, and they share the knowledge between them. Okay, and making that this is the script that will be run as part of automation, and both of them understand, and they start the automation scripting effort. Okay, so once that is done, they do a dry run and kind of update the script if there are any errors. And this is more or less, if you can see at all the stages here, the vendor and business are deeply involved. That we call it a upfront investment, because there's an investment of time and effort, and there's investment of money as well here. Okay, but what happens, right? So of course, the first two phase goes very well. Okay, and the third phase where we start the running and updating of the scripts, this goes on and on. We I give you an example that we started with a small project of 50 scripts. That was a 2 month project. It went to 6 months, those 50 scripts. And with this kind of disruption, okay, because it's not smooth, that thing is happening, it's again and again failing, and again problems. So there's escalations and people start worrying whether automation is the right choice here or not. This is a point where you'll see many case studies where automation has failed. Okay, but the main thing is that uh, why it fails. We think that it might be the people, it might be business, or it might be the process, or it is the tool that is not working. So if we do a proper root cause, right? So the automation is actually done by an automation expert who's not a business expert. Okay, means he does not know the business so well that because he has to put in the same business knowledge in his scripts. The business expert, okay, he cannot automate because he's not the automator. He don't does not know scripting. Okay, so we are putting in as if like the experts in the wrong place here. Okay, so that is where the main thing needs to kind of revolutionize. Okay, so that we bring in the same uh, business knowledge in the scripts. Okay, so one of the aspects that help us to bring the business knowledge or in the business scripts where uh, which resolves the problem of the releases is the test automated business process templates. Most of the automation scripts or the people in automation now have the business process uh, templates. So these are nothing but these are like predefined, uh, pre-configured automation scripts. Okay, and which has all the standard. So if we consider ERP, like from whether it's O2C or P2P or creation of a sales order, a purchase order. So these templates come with predefined test scripts that cover the typical scenarios encountered in business processes. Okay, these are of course customizable components where the templates are ready to use and also highly customizable. So users can easily modify the steps. Okay, so they come with again domain specific scenarios, whether it's tailored for different industries and departments, whether it's finance, retail, healthcare, and more. Okay, and this has of course a reduced time to set up. Okay, organization can significantly reduce the time required to develop and maintain the automated scripts here. Okay, and it gives us a guided user experience. Okay, so comes with a package which is almost ready to use if you are using a standard one, and easily customizable if you're doing a customized one. Okay, the next part is of course the scriptless automation. I think every tool or everywhere we have scriptless automation now. So which, as I said, it empowers even the business users who are non-technical users. Okay, to uh, create and maintain the tests. Okay, through almost like a visual interface without any kind of programming knowledge. Okay, it has very reduced maintenance efforts. Okay, and most of them by using AI and self-healing technology, they adapt to the dynamic changes because they are very robust in various platforms. So these bring along a kind of um, mm, removes all the huge dependencies that we have in automation. So that brings in a huge number of automation scripts into the releases, which reduces a significant amount of time. Okay, so if I have to show a quick small uh, demo here. So um, if I have to show you how typical automation or the codeless, scriptless automation works, right? So I'm trying to automate here. Uh, uh, so if you see that, first let me show you what is the kind of automation here. So if you how the script looks like, right? So if you look at the script, right, it looks like almost a very natural uh, thing written in English, that which says that login into Dynamics 365 FNO, go to accounts payable, purchase order. Okay, click on purchase order. This is nothing but the script. So this is what is called almost like scriptless. We don't have to do any kind of coding. So this is a ready-made script, right? So this ready-made script is kind of basically it's creating a purchase order and receiving in a warehouse. So we just click on play. So it's not a video now that is being played. This is a script. Now it is connecting to the Microsoft Dynamics application. Okay. And it is mimicking a test that is done by a user. Okay. And as if I'll just fast forward a bit. Yes, if you see the script is running on the right hand side, and it has been told to do some steps, and it is absolutely doing the same steps. It's clicking on vendor, it's selecting a particular row, and if you see that once the test that is doing right, it is a pass. It puts a green tick box uh, beside the step. So step by step, the script is kind of doing the test that is done by any kind of normal tester or a normal user here. Okay, so if you see, it's now filling in different values here. This is was of course recorded by the tester before. Okay, so in this type of scripts, right, if we have, suppose in our, as part of our regression, we have kind of 30-40 scripts. We have to manually, we take a long time to run these scripts. Okay, so if we automate these 30-40 scripts, and just maybe just before leaving office we run the scripts, okay, and the next morning we see that all the scripts have been run. Okay, it shows that these are the scripts that has passed, and this is the script that actually has failed, okay, due to bug. Okay, so immediately we kind of raise a bug, and the bug is resolved, and we run the script again. Okay, so if the bug is resolved this time, the script actually passes. So which this in turn, right, this actual process which probably would have taken a week, okay, this is actually completed within a certain hours. Okay, so huge amount of cost saving, huge amount of time saving here. Okay, so the script is, as you can see, it's going through a end-to-end, a large end-to-end flow. Now it's kind of logging into the warehouse. Okay, so if you see, it's still continuing. So it's actually a very large end-to-end test that kind of I'm demoing here. But this kind of scripts brings along a lot of flexibility as part of the releases on how we can manage the release. Okay, so if I stop the script, and this is the example of another script, is another interface which is also, which is called leap work. Okay, this is how we make the leap work script. Okay, and this is again works absolutely in a similar manner. So it's again logs in, and it mimics the same action that the script is doing. So it's going to purchase order, okay, or doing a new purchase. Absolutely same thing that the script is being written. This is again, as I said, this is not a video. This is a automation script. Okay, this is how all the automation scripts run. Okay, now If I show you the third one, yes. So if I show you the third one, how a script is made, how simple through which is what is called scriptless automation. We are actually writing the name of the test case here. We are just like telling the scripts to we take a screenshot, and if you see, it's almost like a tape recorder that we used to uh, listen to during the 80s or 90s, that had a red record button. So if you see that while doing the scripting, this we have similar functionality. The script has now a red button. Okay, so whatever we click, whenever we click on this red button, whatever happens after that, how many clicks happen after that, it is recorded as a test automation script. So the red button will be pressed here. Yes. As I press the red button, if you see that I've clicked on the sales and leads, I'm trying to create a new lead here. Okay. So as the page loads, I try to enter in some values, and whatever actions that I'm doing as part of that recording, right? So if you see, everything is now written as a script. And with enhanced AI features and highly correlation features, everything becomes very easy. Okay, as I told, even anyone in the team, okay, even someone from business or even non-technical people who does not have, of course, a scripting background, can take part in this kind of activities, which makes the test management or even makes the release very simpler. Okay, not so complex. Okay, so that, and that if we bring in this kind of automation as well, right, the release timeline decreases, the risk decreases, because again and again this script will be can be run innumerable number of times once documented. Okay, so this brings in a large amount of value. Okay, so we will just move to the last part of the presentation. So where I show a case study, of course, with one of the biggest retailers in the uh, Nordic region. Okay, that is called Orkla. Okay, so Orkla is one of the organizations that started working of involving business as part of their testing and involving business as part of their test automation journey. So what we saw that a significant productivity in terms of what we saw that a normal automation tester, what he can do in 1.5 days, um, that at that pace, okay, business user with this kind of low code no code can do it in zero point 0.3 days. So a particular automation expert can produce a test case in 1.5 days. One business user can produce 3 test cases in a day. So what we saw as part of this case study, right, it brought a significant reduction, okay, almost 50%. So first we used to do a 3 week UAT, which was reduced to 1.5 weeks. That is only with 30 to 40% automation. Okay, it's not that automation is fully done here. Okay, so with 30 to 40% automation, it was a significant reduction in the timeline of the UAT that made the organization to be more flexible with the releases, okay, and plan the releases in a very better on manner. Okay, so this is what I had today as part of my presentation. Okay, hope you um, take back a good learning from this, and I will be happy to talk to you if you want to know anything about test automation, anything how to empower business users, anything how to make your release management, your test management more simpler and more smooth. Okay. Before finishing, I'll again thank the sponsors here and thanks Scottish Summit for giving me an opportunity today. And thank you so much.